Welcome to a special Jace Media Music video interview. I am your host, Justin Smolison, proud Jace contributor from across the pond. I am delighted to present my first video interview with Shouse. You may know him best as one of the guitarists for Accept, and he is flying solo right now with his debut EP, Side 1, which suggests that there will be a Side 2, and it's a fun rock and roll 5-track offering. You are hearing a clip of the lead single and the lead track, Run Away From You. We're going to talk about what it was like for Phil to go out on his own, who he plays with, what his recording style was like, and how he defines his voice outside of Accept. Right now, Phil is on the road for the Shouse It Out Loud tour, which is running mostly through Sweden, but ends in Oslo, Norway on March 29th. So the dates are going to be on this interview show notes. We're going to plug them again later. And we're going to talk about who he's playing with there, including the bassist from the Night Flight Orchestra. It's very exciting. So Side 1 was released through Wild Kingdom Sound Pollution, and so far the response has been fantastic, and there's a tour behind it. So we can't wait to talk all about it. Let's get to it. Jace Media Music audiences worldwide, please welcome our friend Shouse. EP, right? This is the debut EP with your name on it.
It is. It is.
Side 1.
Yes.
And I'm over there with it. And so I feel like you're not all that. We're basically in the same age range, but you seem to really love like the vibe of 70s style vinyl. Like that's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's going on over here. And you've got this wild EP that sounds nothing like Accept.
Mm-hmm.
That's intentional. It sounds more like the Rock and Roll Residency. Years ago, you sent me a few of the tracks that you guys had done, and that's what it sounds like. It sounds like something that could have been played on that 70s show.
Yeah, it kind of that's the kind of the sound I make naturally. This EP was kind of an experiment to see what I actually sounded like, because my whole career has been playing cover songs.
Yeah,
and so I'm really good at doing that. And I'm a good mimic. Like I can play kind of like, well, I'm gonna do what he did or do what she did on the record and play the right part. So I didn't know what I sounded like.
Right.
And so this was kind of just to see what was my sound.
And when you want to say like your what your personality sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what you sound like.
Kind of. Because most of the time, when I'm playing covers, I kind of go for, and when I'm playing with Accept or playing with Gene or with Ace, I stick a lot to the records.
Yeah.
Because I know kind of like that's what I kind of like to hear when I'm going to see a band with new members. Like I kind of like to see if they stick close to the parts that are there. And I do that out of respect to the music and out of respect to the fans. I don't want to come in and like start changing everything and make, I don't do that. So
right.
In a way, I didn't know what I sounded like because I'm always playing somebody else's licks.
Yeah.
And so this was like, okay, well, let's go for it.
And is this your first time publishing lyrics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. First time doing that, first time singing things I wrote and co-wrote. So yeah, first time for all that stuff.
How's that feel? The album's been out for about a week.
Yeah. It's
good?
good. Yeah. I guess I was kind of nervous upon release, but I kind of did it with only thinking of, very selfishly thinking about myself and what I liked. And
it's your solo album. You can be as selfish as you want, right?
Yeah. It's like, I hope somebody else likes it.
Yeah.
And the feedback so far has been great. So yeah, but no, it feels good. It's like I have emotional attachment to these songs, and I co-wrote all of them with Alex Rahal in Nashville. And yeah, I was in on the creation of all of it and played on every track, and it was kind of mine.
Excellent. Now, is Alex one of your guys from the Rock and Roll Residency, or is he
not one of the regular guys? Alex sat in with us a couple times. He's a writer, and he's in a really, really groovy band called Them Vibes.
Okay.
Out of Nashville, and he's a great writer. I've known him forever, and so it was a easy ask. He always kind of suggested whatever. He's like, "When are you going to do a record? Like, when are you going to do the Phil Shouse record?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I'll call you when I do, because I need some help writing." And we got together the first time, and we banged a tune out in 2 hours, and it was a partnership that really worked, and we just kept at it.
Now, this is side one, so we can only assume there's going to be a side two.
There's gonna be side 2 or side 3 or something else. Yeah,
Good.
there's gonna be some more for sure. I had too much fun doing this one.
Excellent. So let's talk about the tracks, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what it was like to see you play live, because I got to see you play live a few years ago now. First track, "Run Away From You." It's got that old classic rock feel to it. I imagine, not that this is what the song is about, but I imagine if I'm in a bar in Nashville and somebody knocks into me or something, and then like a bar brawl starts, that's what the song is going to be playing in the background. Like that's what might happen.
That's a good video, actually.
Yeah, you already made a video, unfortunately, for it.
Yeah.
But
No,
so that was just you digging into the classic rock groove?
yeah, it nothing had a direction. Honestly, I just kind of we wrote tunes, and when I got together with the producer Brad Jones, um, we really didn't do any demos. Our demos were just acoustic
Mhm.
work tapes. Just we really didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Everything was decided in the studio as we were doing it.
right.
So everything kind of took its own direction, and that one kind of went in the rock and roll boogie kind of
Yeah,
direction. So I was like, okay, well, cool. I wanted one of these on here, so this is the one.
that's the
It just
opener.
kind
And
of fit that feel.
yeah, now I get the feeling that, a song like that, it just demonstrates Phil Shouse has been married or is married, I'm not sure.
Yes, I have been married. Yes.
So, yeah, any spouse ever is just like going, "Oh, yeah, I can identify with this one. Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Now, did you intentionally, like you were saying, the demos were all done acoustically, which is very easy to imagine because there's a lot of acoustic work on this
Mhm.
record. Uh, did you go out of your way to do something that sounds nothing like Accept?
No, it wasn't purposeful. I knew that it wouldn't because
Right.
I even before getting into this, it's like this is gonna be way different because
Mhm.
when I pick up a guitar, that's not what comes out.
Okay.
It's other stuff. And so I knew that it wasn't gonna be a metal. It was gonna be a, 0 out of 5 on the metal scale.
Right.
Um, which was fine with me. I knew that, but I knew that this was going to surprise people when they hear it.
Right.
It's like, this is nothing like what you do. It's like, well, I can make that sound, but this is more natural,
Right. You're not a one-trick pony.
Exactly. Well, I can make my one trick work in a lot of different situations.
Yes, you can. It's a good comeback. And so you got that one, and then I got to tell you, the last two songs stuck out the most. Now there's only 5 songs, but "Won't Let Go Again." I feel like I could pontificate on the lyrics all I want. That to me sounds like somebody who might have had maybe fallen off the horse on whatever it was that they were doing, and that they're bargaining with themselves to just give themselves one more try, or ask a higher power for one more try, or ask whoever bonded them out of jail for one more try, or something like that.
That's exactly it. It just
Yeah.
kind of like, my sobriety trip and, just things like that. A lot of the songs, you can kind of put that with a couple of the tunes on there,
Mhm.
kind of attach that to it. But yeah, that was the first one that Alex and I wrote. And the guitar figure was something I had for literally 20 years, with no lyrical or melody idea, and brought it to Alex, and he just grabbed onto it,
Right.
and that was the first one that we did. And I was so happy with that. I was like, let's do this in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and
Let's
that
go back
one-
and get there.
Yeah, it's got the you mentioned in the press release that there's a little bit of a nod to Led Zeppelin there. It's got a little bit of the Friends vibe, the song Friends, not the show.
Yeah, it's got a Zeppelin 3 feel for sure.
Exactly.
Even playing that myself when I first wrote that, I was like, this is probably gonna sound Zeppelin-y. And
That's
so
cool.
with no problem with that. And then so with, vocally, I definitely can't do Robert Plant stuff. So I knew that wasn't gonna sound like Zeppelin. So, it's a good, easy, kind of laid back melody. And no, I really like how that one came out. And
Yeah.
live, that's way different because we're not playing acoustic guitars live. So we had to kind of rearrange the tune to make it work live, and it works well. In rehearsals, it works well. We'll see if it works this Friday.
Well, okay. So what do you got going on live? We might not be able to get this out by then, but give us a taste.
Yeah, my Scandinavian tour starts Friday.
Okay.
We got like 9 shows in Sweden and 1 in Norway. and kicks off in Halmstad, Sweden, on March 6th. And so yeah, we'll see how all this stuff works in front of a live audience in a couple days.
So okay, and then do you bust out some other tunes from other groups that you played in? You played with Gene Simmons, you played with Ace Frehley, you played with John Corabi, so you could theoretically bust out Hooligan's Holiday, right?
See, the vocals are what's tough for that, because Corabi is still a mean dude, and it still has amazing pipes, as everybody calls them. But no, there's a couple covers that people are going to expect, and then definitely some songs that people are not going to expect from left field. I play all these tunes plus some more originals that haven't been recorded yet.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah.
So it's the full Phil Shouse experience, which could have been the working name of the group. Phil,
exactly, or the next album.
Yeah. Well, no, the next one's got to be side 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
Time Bomb. Lassie.
Yeah.
Time Bomb. Tick tick tick. You're not playing a guitar solo toward the end. Are you playing what are you playing? What instrument is that toward the end?
That is Seth Timms on an old mini mode keyboard.
Oh.
On one of the old monophonic ones where you have to play one note at a time, or else the whole thing goes silent.
Like so Dark Side of the Moon style?
Yeah, that's Seth. On that, Seth played all the keys. I got to mention Serotomic too on drums. But yeah, that's actually the solo section in there is a keyboard.
That's
Seth he played the greatest part. It was so great.
It's such a standout, and it is a left turn, and that works.
It really is,
and it fits with the theme of the song, because it almost does conjure an old style time bomb, like out of an old James Bond movie that's probably outdated by now, but they've got to get the red wire with the green wire and all that kind of stuff. And I like it because it's a mode sound that doesn't sound, it's not too crazy, and it also doesn't sound throwback. It doesn't sound retro. It just sounds very like it's right for the song, and just sounds like another. I like it when they sound like real instruments and you're not doing too crazy stuff with them. Yeah.
And that's what I think this part did. Seth just did a great thing.
Yeah. And do you all play live in the studio together and then just kind of fine tune it from there, or do you do it piece by piece?
This was piece by piece. It was only Sarah, the drummer, and I also played acoustic guitar, and it was only her or she. It was only she. What is it? It's only she and I, or she and me, I guess. Taking our pronouns back. Just the two of us, and no click track. Just and then we just built on top of that, because I played all the guitars and all the basses.
Yeah.
On everything. So there was a lot of layering and a lot of work for me. So, which is how I'll do the next one too.
Right. But other than guitar, is there an instrument? And it could be a totally out of left field one. Is there an instrument that you like to create on or write on?
Like the oboe? Guitar would be it. I haven't played in years, but saxophone.
Oh, yeah.
I played in band. Not really a writing instrument for me the way I write, but I kind of wish I could do piano.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a very good pianist. Right. So it's pretty much just guitar, honestly.
Right. Okay, excellent. So you got that, and like we said, you're still with Accept, and are the guys in Accept supportive of an endeavor like this?
Oh yeah, it's like whatever everybody wants to do. Wolf loves when people do stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, it was super cool.
Now I've seen photos of you and Wolf in airports. I guess you guys live near each other. You're probably taking similar flights or the same flight. And
yeah, we actually everybody except Mark, our singer, is in Nashville actually.
Yeah. So speaking of Accept, I just want to pull up, because this is sort of how we met. We didn't meet here, but this is from December.
Oh, nice.
December 2021 at a club called Mulcahy's in Strong Island. This was the show that had been rescheduled for May 2020.
Yep.
And you see that beam right there? I can't do anything about that. That's just the way the club is set up. And I was in the back, and we still have masks on. But I wanted to get, and we had already spoken once, and I wanted to get some shots of my man Phil there. I know my photos stink, like the quality stinks, but it's really cool to get photos of you.
Yeah, so that was cool. I like that place. That was a cool, like, newly done place. It's a fun venue.
It's been renovated a couple of times. They finally got it right. Now they just got to keep getting bigger acts like Accept over there. And here you are
Yeah.
at the end. There's a clear shot, and
Yes.
you guys rocked it out that night. I
Awesome.
know
Thanks.
it's a long time ago now, but and you remember the club. Do you have any special memories about that show?
I don't. I remember that was we were kind of firing back after COVID.
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember how busy we were around that time because that may have been I know because after the first thing after COVID that I did was the Ace Frehley Alice Cooper tour.
Mhm.
And this was after that because this was in December. We may have only done 1 or 2 shows, I
Yeah.
think, at
You
that
didn't
time. There may have
you
been like a
didn't do that.
couple.
Yeah, looking at setlist.fm, you only did 6 shows in that year, and
Okay.
this was, the makeup show really, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
right.
had to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
back and
Yeah.
do it, and I think I'm pulling it up. Oh, yeah, no, so this was you were playing some new and some old. Pandemic was the one that resonated the most, of course, at the time
Yes. Yeah.
because, it was still on our
Just
minds, right,
exactly. I
Yeah.
think we played the Chance in Poughkeepsie
Yes, that was the last
around
show.
then too. Yeah.
Yep, that must have been right after,
Yeah.
and I remember, oh man, I just remember having a great time at that show. It may have been the first show that I had gone to one of the first shows I had gone to
And
once things were safe enough. Yeah,
everybody was so happy to get out of the house.
yeah, yep,
It was just everybody was just locked away and yeah, it was such a crazy time.
yep. That was when, "Too Mean to Die" came out, and,
Yep.
man, that title track just rocks, man.
Yeah, that
The
was a really fun one to play.
the
We played it a couple times.
Yeah, oh, and
Yeah.
then you leave it alone for a little while?
We have to yeah, we just cycle them in and out, and but yeah, we
Yeah,
did that. We did live a couple times.
yeah, and you did Final Journey, which,
Yes.
I always loved the soloing in that. You and I talked about it a long time ago, and, that's just is that a fun one for you to play? These are recent
It it
classics.
it is, and it's extremely difficult to play.
Yeah.
That was really challenging. I kind of look at that as like Accept's Rainbow song.
Mhm.
'Cause to me, it has that kind of old, like, Rainbow Rising feel.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that's definitely one that we can't just, like, add to the set list, like, "You guys wanna do Final Journey tonight?" Like, that has to be in there. We have to be well rehearsed on
You
that
gotta
one.
rehearse that one?
It is really difficult.
Yeah, yeah, and that's just such a cool track, and then there's another one that I think I've seen that you've played it a couple of times live, Symphony of Pain.
Yeah, we were playing that one a lot, with, when we were on the KK's
Yep.
Priest tour,
Mhm.
that was in the set list a lot,
Yeah.
actually. I
That's a
love
cool
doing
one.
that one.
Yeah.
I love doing that song.
'Cause that's got the classical elements in there, and
Yeah.
we know it's symphony, and that's, like, Wolf's one of Wolf's things,
Yep.
but that it's just a really good song, the drum work is fantastic. You got your
Yeah.
guy Chris just adding little nuances
He's
there that
a
help it stand
beast.
out.
That one starts out of the gate on
Yeah.
fire, and it just remains there the whole time. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, yeah. And then last one, I just wanna throw it out there just because I love it so much. It's an oldie now, and everybody else would still think it's too new, but Objection Overruled. Damn. St
We when did we do that? We that was in the set list not too long ago.
it's gotta be a
Um,
fun one to play. That's just Fast and Furious right there.
and it was on a tour, and I can't remember if it was European or American. It may have been in Europe that we did that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I really enjoyed that one too because it was such a shock to people that were like,
Yeah,
the diehards that kind of like, "Oh my god, they're playing this."
yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
I
that was
was
a good one
one
too.
I was one on social media who had said, I think in a tour prior, "Bust that out," and, "Oh, I went to the show and it wasn't there. Oh, no." But you guys were great. Now you were only 5 at the time, you're 5 again, but that was
Yes.
kind of it's a good thing that you were a a sextet at the time because I think, U Uwe
Uva, yeah.
Uwe couldn't make it because of a visa issue or something,
Mhm.
and so you were there, and you guys were just lighting it up, and you recently did a tour with Queensryche, right?
Yes, the States we did last fall with
Yeah,
Queens
how'd
Road.
that
Yeah.
go?
It's
Looked like it was
great. Those
great.
guys are awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was
good.
great. Those guys are all super cool, and, yeah, that was a great tour.
Excellent. So, there's gonna be more Philip Shouse presence on future Accept records?
Yeah,
Yeah?
hopefully.
Okay. And definitely live.
Yeah. The minute I get done here in Sweden, I go home, and then we come right back to Scandinavia and start our festival run for the
Yeah.
summer. There's a big European headline tour this winter because it's the 50th anniversary of the band this year.
Yeah, yes, there's some
So
special stuff being
yeah, definitely
put in
things that
motion.
I can't speak of.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'd
Understood,
have to I'd have to be killed. But
Yes, yeah, you know, we don't want that. But do you still get a high playing the festivals?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's such a special thing over here. The big ones are like their own cities. Yeah, you've got 77 80,000 people at some of these things, and the thing is with Accept, touring Europe and touring America with Accept are two completely different animals.
Right.
And doing the big festivals with Accept and having that many people singing back at you, or not singing, just like singing like oh,
Yeah.
all those kind of parts. It's just it's just killer. It's
Yeah.
great.
That's excellent. And yeah, because the Mulcahy show, it's a nice club and it's relatively big, but I don't, it's not at the same level of Wacken or something like that. But
Yeah,
you have a
it's a
chance.
whole
You
other.
can actually see the audience when you're on stage in Mulcahy's, right? Like you can see
Yes.
them. You
Yeah.
can see them, and
Everybody.
yeah, you can interact a little bit more.
Yeah.
When you're live as Phil Shouse in these shows that you got coming up in Sweden, what's the vibe going to be like?
It's a fun rock show. It's a fun rock and roll. I got a great band. Nika Andersson from Helicopters is on
Mhm.
drums. Mats Rydström. I'm working on the pronunciation of his name. Hard. He is from Abramis Brahma, a Swedish project. It did some things with Night Flight Orchestra
I love the Night Flight
as
Orchestra.
well. So
Love
he's
them.
on bass, and then Jesper Lindgren from a group called Velvet Insane is on guitar. So got this kind of like Swedish all-star band behind me, and luckily they were all available for the tour. So no, it's going to be really really cool. I'm
I
looking
love it.
forward to it.
Excellent. And so, I don't have the dates in front of me. What are the dates?
It starts March 6th in Halmstad, and it ends March 29th in Oslo, Norway.
Okay, great. I'm gonna try to plug those as soon as I can, as soon as I start editing this later tonight, and hopefully we get it
Cool.
up in time to get out there. Um, and so as far as side 2 is concerned, we're gonna flip the disc here.
Yes.
Do you think that do you have more curveballs? Does Phil Shouse have more curveballs for side 2?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah?
we're doing one of those tunes now in the live show. Um, so I kind of worked it out with the producer. We rearranged it together. Alex and I wrote it again. And then we worked it up over here in the room. And yeah, it's different than anything on side one.
Okay.
And then a couple other tunes are kind of, not in the same vein as that, but there's one that's kind of a more power pop kind of the jam. Like I hear the jam in it a lot in one of the
Okay.
tunes that we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing a lot of those. It's like half original, half cover. It's almost an even split with the
Okay.
show. But yeah, it's a big rock and roll fun show, hopefully.
Right, and I remember one of the things that we spoke about a long time ago was in the rock and roll residency for any just to cue everybody in, you had like a house band at a club that could play pretty much anything. That was the goal, at
There
least.
was yeah, we our spread was just pretty wide. At the same show, we would do like Love Is Alive by Gary Wright, and then the next tune we'd do Wrathchild by Iron Maiden.
Right.
And both sounded as authentic. Like it wasn't like, oh, those guys can't play that. It was like, wow, it'd be kind of looking around. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
this band is really good.
So
Very lucky to be able to be a part of that and have done that for so long.
and that caught the attention of some heavy hitters, right? Like that's how you got brought into the mix of a lot of groups from Gene Simmons to
We
Accept, right?
we had the Accept gig was related to that because
Yeah.
Christopher Williams kind of got the Accept gig from that.
Yeah.
Because some of the guys from Accept would come around to the show, and it was like, "Who's the metal drummer? That guy over there is the
Right.
best metal drummer in town. Go talk to him." So that's how that goes. It didn't really lead to any gigs for me. It definitely, like, not directly. It definitely helped get my put my name. I'd already been in Nashville 10 years at that point.
Right.
20, over 20 now. But it definitely helped put my name in the ground as like, oh, you want a rock guy? There's your
There's your
guys.
guy. Yeah.
There's your guys. So it did a lot for us in that way. Didn't like Gene knew nothing about that. But as far as like, bringing in people to play, like we had like, Alice Cooper come in and play, and the Robin Zander and the guys from Deep Purple, and
Yeah. Yeah.
the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
People that came and played that thing. So yeah, it was a great, very special, cool thing that we did.
Any advice for aspiring musicians? Because first of all, tough to keep a club running these days, generally
Yes.
speaking.
Uh-huh.
Unless you're, and then even as I look at a club like Mulcahy's, they have more cover bands and throwback acts than
And
they
tribute
do
acts. Yeah.
modern, tribute groups. Sure. What's the special sauce if you want to be an original these days?
Probably get over to Europe,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt to do anything in America.
Right.
Not with this.
Not.
So as far as aspiring musicians, if your singers have it tough, I'll say that. But if you're playing an instrument, play with as many people as you can. Um, if if you're offered a gig and you're available, take the gig.
Mm-hmm.
And just work as much as possible and have an open mind and take things that you might tell yourself you wouldn't take it, but at least give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh,
You may like it and you may make some money.
it paid off for you, didn't it? I mean, it's paying off now. You finally have a little extra freedom to be Phil Shouse and not in a
Yeah.
in a tribute group, or even, not to say, of course, I'm sure you love being an Accept, but you can be yourself.
Yeah, totally. So this will be fun. I've never done this before. So Friday will be my first like full show fronting
Wow.
something like that with under my own name.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Any because you like we said, you worked with some big names who also, when they go solo, it's a slightly different vibe or expectations. Karabi, Simmons, Fraley. Anything you learn from them that you incorporate as you get ready to go out?
I think it was just at this point for me, it's just like really be yourself. Don't, because this is me. And
Yeah.
if I'm faking anything, I'm not good at that.
Right.
And so don't fake anything. The audience is going to know. And just be yourself. And that's a lot easier for me in this situation to be myself and try to be something that I'm not, like some
Yeah.
kind of, you know, Coverdale frontman or something. It's like,
Right,
no,
right.
man, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You just be yourself and hopefully that'll be cool. Who
Excellent.
knows? We'll see.
Yeah, and you still, when we first met, you were big into meditation. You still doing that sort of stuff?
Yeah. That's been great, especially like with, my sobriety and recovery trip and
Mhm.
all that. All those things help.
Yeah.
It still really, really does help calm the soul, really,
Yeah. Do you do it before you go on just to center yourself, or
No, I probably should. There's not really any room. Usually on these shows coming up, it won't be any
Yeah.
room or time. It'll be so I'll be
No.
I'll be a ball of nerves the first few times for sure.
All right. Well, it's really great to see you. I'm glad that side one is seeing the light of day. It is on Sound Pollution.
Yep.
Sound Pollution.
Wild Kingdom Records.
Wild Kingdom.
Sound Pollution is the distribution.
Yep.
The label's here in Sweden, so all my connections are here in Sweden. So I'm here in Sweden.
Excellent. So we're going to be seeing more of Phil Shouse, and if this first tour goes well, hopefully you do another one. We know that there's going to be a side 2, and like you said, possibly a side 3. And I'm really glad to reconnect with you, and I'm glad to see you doing so well. And just keep rocking, my man.
Thanks for having me on again, Justin. Good to see your face this time and not waves.
Yes. All right. Special thanks again to Philip Shouse for joining us here on Jace Media. Side 1 is the debut EP. It is available worldwide from our friends at Wild Kingdom and Sound Pollution. During the interview, you heard clips of the lead single, Run Away From You. I also was thankfully able to play clips of my 2 favorite tracks, Won't Let Go Again and Time Bomb. Again, these songs are off of side 1. Look for side 2 from Philip Shouse. Hopefully that'll be on the horizon. And Now it's time to quickly plug the Shouse It Out Loud tour, which is in progress as we speak. Most of the dates are in Sweden, including March 7th in Linköping, March 12th in Helsingborg, March 13th in Oskarshamn, March 14th in Värnamo, March 20th in Skövde, March 21st in Kristianstad, March 25th in Stockholm, I was able to pronounce that correctly, March 26th in Västerås, March 27th in Örebro, March 28th in Karlstad, and finishing in Oslo, Norway on March 29th. Always be sure to make legitimate purchases of the music, merch, and tickets to support hardworking artists like Philip Shouse. And of course, check him out in Accept. Visit acceptworldwide.com for more information. He brings a lot of energy to those shows as well. Folks, head on over to the revamped JaceMediaMusic.com page. We've got reviews, we've got interviews, we've got all kinds of great music coverage. Check out some of my recent video interviews with my all-time favorite metal singer John Bush of Armored Saint and Category 7, Warlord and Alcatraz singer Giles Lavery, guitar heroes like Herman Frank of Victory, and Soren Anderson, guitar player for Glenn Hughes. I've got a brand new interview with Meridian, a fantastic metal band out of Denmark, and members of Temptress, Avatarium, Captain Blackbeard, and more. Special thanks, as always, to our fantastic founder and publisher, Glenn, and all of my Jace Media colleagues. And of course, special thanks to you, the worldwide Jace Media music audience. Look for Jace Media on Facebook and X and Instagram and basically every social media channel you can think of. I am Justin Smollison, proud Jace Media contributor from across the pond. Thank you again for tuning in. Keep coming back to JaceMediaMusic.com. I've got more video interviews on the way.